Hey guys, it's Brett back with another Untech video. Today we're actually going to go over scraping AngelList, which is actually a site I don't use too often as I don't recruit a lot in the technical space these days. I was recently inspired thanks to an email they sent me talking about 50 of the hottest fintech startups. So I clicked through it and kind of took me to this landing page right here where it listed out 50 of their top companies or startups within the financial technology space. And as I was checking it out, I sort of noticed, okay, there's a lot of data here that could be very useful in a business development standpoint. And I was kind of looking at the different profiles. And as I'm scrolling down, I'm starting to get more and more interested. I see investors. I'm like, all right, there could be some value there. Then I start seeing employees and past employees, and I'm noticing some of these have upwards of 30, 50, 60 different employees. I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to break out and do a bit of data scraping. And then I'm like, well, here we get, name and title, maybe a short bio, some hashtags like look like university mentions. And I'm like, what about inside the actual person? Like, what are we getting? And I'm noticing we're getting a bunch. We're getting location. In some cases, we're getting social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and just a bevy of information here that I might want to capture. So, always work from the easiest to the most difficult in seeing what would be the best way to scrape it. So we started with Instant Data Scraper, which is a tool that I've talked about a lot. I say it's really good when it works. In this case, as you see, everything is not organized isn't organized into tables, right? So, as I click around each individual table here, I'm noticing it's not really giving me what I want. None of that is. Plus, there's this additional click button to load the elements, load the employees. That's not going to work. We could try Data Miner too, but the problem is Data Miner doesn't go into links, right? It doesn't crawl. So if I'd want to run Data Miner, I'd probably have to run it for 50 times to get all 50 different pages and all the employees, and that is time I just don't have. So we're gonna break out a tool that I don't demonstrate a lot in these videos because it is more complicated. It's called Web Scraper or Web Scraper IO. It is a free tool. However, it is one of the more complicated solutions on the market. It takes a steep learning curve to get up and running and understand how it works. But what I really like about it, and what I've said 1,000 times over, is that it allows you to crawl through all the different links. For instance, if I want to start on this page, I want to click through each of the individual companies, then I want to scroll down, and I actually want to click the button to load all the employees. Maybe I even want to do past employees, right? So let's keep it simple here. I want to load just the employees, and then I want to click into each individual employee, and I want to grab some information pertained on that page, right? Not a current feature of either Instant Data Scraper or Data Miner, which is why we go to Web Scraper IO. Now, Web Scraper IO opens up by doing the inspect function on any page, and actually loads up similar to in the same screen down here where you normally see all the code and the classes and the CSS and all those sort of things. It appears as a separate tab, and it works in a similar but less user-friendly method as does Data Miner, where you create sitemaps, or as Data Miner calls it, recipes, that tell it exactly how you want it to crawl through the individual pages. And while I'm not going to go through step by step in this video, if that's something you want to see, I'm happy to do it. I will also be posting the sitemap in the description of this video, which you could simply create a new sitemap, import it, copy and paste my code, and you'll have this on your screen as well. So just a real simplistic. It allows you to tell it in sort of a step-by-step fashion what you want to get, where you want to get it from, and any sort of clicks or elements that you want along the way. And then you simply run it, and that actually turns these 50 companies into a sheet that looks a little bit like this. Let's cut to the end here. So a little bit of cleanup I had to do, but you see I'm getting the name, I'm getting the title, I'm getting their bio, right? I'm getting the company names. These are all people that work at a firm. I'm getting their company's bio, which obviously repeats for each individual candidate, which might be a little bit superfluous, but easy to edit out. I'm getting the different company tags, right? In this case, it's credit, payments, financial service, financial technology. I'm getting their webpage, I'm getting their company Twitter, their company Facebook, their company LinkedIn. And, if I had gone that one level deeper, I could easily have picked up all of that user's social media, which actually might turn around and redo the scrape here. And as you see, this took maybe about 10 minutes of running in the background. Not a huge amount of time, plus didn't require me to do anything. And now I have, look at this, over 1,000 people. Very easy to reference them on other social networks if I want to find them. Before I changed it into a Google Sheets, I was playing around with it on in Excel just to kind of visualize everything that I had gotten, and this sort of breaks it down by specific location. So you can see the companies that are mostly located in San Fran. There's a nice little chunk in New York City, LA, London, one in Chicago, California, Brooklyn, and Boston. So really worth my time there in getting all that specific information, and sort of really helped if I want to import that into some sort of an ATS or send emails or something along those lines. I'm well on my way to doing that. So I hope this helps. Look in the description for a link to this sheet. So I'll give that away to you guys for free. You can just download it right off of me. I've already done the work for you. A copy of the sitemap. And if you're interested in learning more, leave some comments, and I'm happy to do a more intensive video on the inner workings of WebScraper.io. They actually have a really good forum that fixes a lot of your sitemaps if they don't work, or offer suggestions, but does require a little bit more of a learning curve. Thanks, guys.